Today, I'm going to be making an industrial-sized beetle trap using the following components. I've got a rigid beetle trap top that I got from the Extension Service of the state of Wisconsin, a 4.5-inch hole saw, a 5/32 drill bit, my handy dandy cordless drill, and some 2-part 5-minute epoxy. To start, we're going to make a pilot hole in the center of the lid. With the 5/32 bit. The next step is we're going to take the 4.5-inch hole saw and we're going to drill the lid. I tried doing this last year. I made one that I cut out with a razor blade. This is just a lot cleaner method, a lot better hole. Before trying to glue this rigid piece into the lid with the 5-minute epoxy, I'm going to turn it over, the lid that is, and I'm going to use some duct tape to hold this in place while the epoxy sets. Now, once I've got something to secure that, I'm going to flip it over and we're going to continue the process that we started. The next step, I'm going to use this JB Weld 2-part epoxy to secure the hard trap to the top of the garbage can lid. Well, I'm probably mixing up more than I need, but it's easier to mix up more than you need than to go back and try to do it later. There we go. Now that the trap is glued to the lid, I'm going to let that sit overnight, and tomorrow I'll drill all the holes that will serve as drain holes in the bottom of the barrel, as well as ventilation holes in the sides, which allow light in on the sides and confuses the bugs once they're trapped inside. They can't find their way out. So after letting this cure overnight, I'm going to take the lid off now and start drilling all the holes in the can. Basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to drill a series of holes around this area right here, which is the lowest part of the bottom. That will allow water that collects in it to drain. Starting here. Next, I'm going to drill a series of holes around here, which will allow light in, which will confuse the bugs inside. They'll be trying to fly to get out, but they won't be able to see one light source. Now, all we have to do is put the top on, put it on the blocks in its location that it's going to be set up, and it's ready to go into operation. Now that I've got all the drain holes drilled and I've got the top assembled, now it's time to set up the whole unit so that we can start catching beetles. I have set up some retaining wall blocks to form a foundation that keeps the bottom off of the ground so that any water collecting in the trash can from rain will drain out through all those holes that I drilled earlier. I also put one retaining wall block down in the bottom to keep the wind from blowing the whole thing over and making a mess. You can see that it's already trapped a fair number of beetles that got in there when I went to find my retaining wall blocks. That's okay if they get out right now. Once I put the top on, they'll find their way right back in here. Here you can see the finished trap. It's all set up. It's got up on those blocks. They're already trying to get back in because this right here, this is the bait that attracts them. It's a pheromone and a floral type bait. They can't really resist it. They'll be going in there pretty quick. And that's how you set one of these up. So instead of having a disposable bag that you have to get empty or dispose of every other day, you can just leave this out here all season. Here's the trap that I built last year. It's been in operation for a couple of days. You can see some of the beetles are trying to get down in it. We'll open it up and you can see what is collected in just a couple of days. You can see all that. It's a lot of beetles. I hope y'all enjoyed this little video. Hopefully this will help you out. Keep the beetles away from the plants that you're trying to grow. And keep them, make them less of a problem.